Hello people, Smack Perry here, and today, I know I haven't obviously been uploading on this channel for a little while now, because I've been focusing on gaming and obviously my music stuff, but I thought I would basically make this video to basically show you something that I found was actually amazing, and definitely from like one of my favourite YouTubers at the moment, who is currently speaking against tyranny and freedom fighters and everything. It's absolutely amazing, and I hope that you enjoy this video with me. It's absolutely great. It's called If BLM Was Honest, and obviously I know people that I know have their own opinions on it, but in my personal opinion, I don't necessarily like the organization that it comes from, and generally how the money has been given to people who don't necessarily care about black lives or people of color in general. And that's not to be confused with the message is that obviously they do matter, but you have to look at the people who fund it. Like George Soros is obviously somebody who funds that, and like at the end of the day, it's not necessarily something I support, but that's not because I'm a racist. That's because I use common sense, and obviously people who are not normally are not at all prejudiced towards people of color. Like, people don't necessarily want to support a Marxist ideology. So, and that's meaning in the organisation, not the message that everybody is going for. And we need to be careful that obviously when we support this message, then we support people and the right people who obviously been treated unfairly by the system, and not criminals and people who are like illegal immigrants and shouldn't be in the country. And you have to be honest there, and I'm going to be honest about it, because I've totally woke up to this. But anyway, I'm talking too much. If BLM was honest, this is such a great video. I have kind of seen this before, but obviously I want to show this to people who haven't necessarily seen it, and then we'll break down and talk about it, because I just think it's absolutely amazing. I'm kind of doing this like on the go. I didn't have everything set up, but it's absolutely amazing. So what happened there? Right, cool. Right, let's get into it.
Can you put these in the duffel bag along with the others? Hi, here at BLM, there's been some controversy surrounding us lately in our efforts to become filthy rich, with some people saying we don't actually stand for the black community and represent them in our efforts to become filthy rich. So let me clear up all the social justice surrounding the controversy by telling you what we stand for with our actions. By the way, we'd be happy to receive your donations today, so go ahead and do it. We've strategically chosen our name so that if you don't support our mission to destroy the nuclear family and demoralize society with our Marxist values and criminal activity...
That's exactly what I was talking about. Like, the end of the day, it's like, it is Marxist, and obviously it's making people believe in this ideology that if you don't support an organization that's supporting a certain movement or a certain organization or whatever, then they will call you out for being a racist. and call you out for like being like a science denier or something. And like, it's not just about race, it's just like people want to, like when it's like when people want to obviously get behind a organization, they want to get behind something that is actually like for people and is actually going to benefit the people rather than the donors and the Black Rocks and like people who obviously profit off the term Black Lives Matter. So yeah, right, let's carry on.
Then it implies you don't like black people and therefore are a racist. And with that kind of coercion motivating you, you might care to sign up for our monthly recurring donation program on our website to help bolster our revenue in the name of social justice while proving you're not a racist. And if you donate today, you can rest assured that your money will be equitably embezzled so that our founders can buy yet another mansion in an exclusive neighborhood.
Yeah. And I've seen this one before as well. It's disgusting as well. But yeah, I don't know a lot about that, but I have heard stories about that. So
our founders prefer to live in all white neighborhoods, so please donate generously. When our founders aren't having to resign because systemic racism caught them embezzling again, our donation portal will be open so you can sleep well at night knowing your white guild is still strong enough to compel you to donate. At BLM, we get directly involved in local communities with boots on the ground efforts. Who's been at the scene of nearly every riot over the past 2 years? Us, that's who. We believe that.
Yeah, I think another thing as well is obviously what I've seen, is like the looting and the sort of like violence, which is obviously not needed. And there's ways that this can be done that is slightly like isn't going to cause harm to people's businesses and people's welfare and that like smashing the door into people's businesses, and especially like not just white people, like obviously they've smashed into doors and smashed windows of like people of their colour, people of colour. So yeah, the point still stands really.
Silence is violence, and actual violence is social justice. We know in our hearts that nothing says equity like throwing a brick through the window of a white shop owner.
That shop was owned by a black man.
Well, he was clearly an Uncle Tom, so he just got what was coming to him.
Yeah, I don't get the whole, obviously the whole diss of, what's it, if you're a black person and obviously you don't agree with everything that activists are saying about like Black Lives Matter and like white supremacy and white privilege and all that, and you actually call out like your own race for being extreme about those sort of narratives and kind of being counterproductive in how you are betraying your message. Like they come up with this thing, so you're just an Uncle Tom. And I've seen a really good video about how somebody who owns a business was talking about obviously employment and getting people getting into his business and trying to incorporate people other than like white people into his business. And he said that he mainly hires Mexicans, and the reason why he said that, obviously, like, are you trying? Other people said, also, are you trying to get like more people of color into roles? And he said yes, but it's based off if they're good enough for the job. Like every man and woman has to be valued at their own merit, and not because they're trying to create this narrower gap of what I'd call a tyrannical patriarchy. So yeah, okay, let's carry on.
If diversity is strength, then embezzlement is power. Come on, guys. It takes a lot of funding to defund the police, so please donate. As innovative thinkers, we know that social justice is created by destroying society while evading the justice system with the help of very friendly Soros-backed DAs.
Yep.
Equity is what we stand for. And the more you donate, the more equity we have in our real estate portfolios. As the leaders of the modern day civil rights movement, we say that you should judge a person based on the color of their skin, not the content of their character. It's also coincidentally the definition of racism, which is a very racist definition of racism. Conversely, Martin Luther King Jr. said you should judge a person based on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. But that was a long time ago, and besides, what do white people know anyway? We're proud to receive major funding from George Soros. With big donations coming in from kind-hearted people like that, you can know that being a part of our movement will help you become a better person. Just like George Soros. To help end racism, we make everything about race. We understand that in underprivileged communities, 65% of children grow up without their fathers around. And statistically speaking, this leads to poverty and crime. So to help this, we're on a mission to destroy the nuclear family so even less children will have the opportunity to have their fathers around.
Wow.
And based on the math that we did in our...
Yeah, okay. That's mad. Let's go back. I didn't quite click what he said. My mind went blank.
Crime. So to help this, we're on a mission to destroy the nuclear family so even less children will have the opportunity to have their fathers around. And based on the math that we did in our third mansion that we bought with your donations, that's exactly what we need in order to turn these statistics around. But with that said, we'd truly rather you just abort your children to keep them from having any kind of chance. And don't you even consider for a moment that there's a difference between the statement Black Lives Matter and the organization Black Lives Matter, because that would ruin our whole plan of...
Yes. And obviously that's the point I was making earlier. Because I've seen statements that were made during the COVID lockdown, and when everybody was protesting and marching for George Floyd. And I just think that people obviously could march for much better people. And there's other videos as well. There's that lady. I'll put a link down to it in the description. But there's that lady who I think should work for Fox News or something, because she definitely calls out that there was a statistic that actually there was more white people actually killed than black people, an alleged statistic. Obviously I don't have an actual copy of that statistic, but it is, it's interesting.
Creating diversity and inclusion within our bank accounts. A lot of privileged people fly on private jets. So our founders take on the burden of using your donated money to fly private, so you don't have to carry the burden of having us use your donated money to benefit you or anyone else who isn't us. So in the name of racial justice, quit thinking and start donating today. Underprivileged people of color are depending on you to help us upgrade from a mid-sized regional private jet to an intercontinental 737. So you'll...
Oh my god. Oh my. I forgot he even said this. Oh my god. That's incredible. That's actually incredible. Wow. But it's true. It's true. They go on about net zero. They go on about climate change. They go on about, not particularly the BLM, but they go about obviously the people, the elites at the top, constantly go on about we should like give up eating meat, like eat like a percentage of less meat, or like what was it, turn down carbon emissions and what was it, and CO2. So obviously to like in our cars and our vehicles, like obviously walk more, and like, and I'm up for walking more, like it works and improves our like immune system. But at the end of the day, like there's things like such as the cost of living, which I don't think is actually like a just a cost of living. I think it's also a cost of a lockdown crisis. Like, and people getting these experimentals. Yeah, you know, I can't say it for YouTube purposes, otherwise they will actually shut me down. But anyway, but yeah, it is mad. Wow, yeah, it's mad.
You'll have to forgive me if I'm too caring, but I think underprivileged people deserve that. So donate today, unless you're a racist.
Boom. Right. There we go. There we go. Wow. What a video. Yeah, absolutely amazing. I love the work that this guy does. It is incredible. And I hope that this guy doesn't get deplatformed or end up actually like, what was it, getting censored by the World Economic Forum or who, because this guy is absolutely amazing. Like, I've been listening to his content probably for a few months now consistently, but I have been listening to his other content like much longer than that. Like, I've seen like a preview. But anyway, that is it. If BLM was honest. If you want to see more like this and more discussions on my Mac Perry film and entertainment channel, then basically be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hopefully, like, if you have any suggestions of what I should like talk about or do some research on for a video or something, I'm trying to learn as much as I can and stand up for my cause for other freedom fighters. Like, even though it's not really like mandatory in my country, I know when I speak to people around the world, and particularly people that are still fighting for this to never be mandated again in our country, because it's destroyed so many lives, and like generally the ideology is also like indoctrinating people into thinking that some of the behavior and the methods that these activists use are actually good for our society to create a equal society. And the way that we create an equal society is to treat everybody in merit and treat people with values and principles and how to talk to each other and how to generally go on and have open, honest conversations that I don't think like that people won't get annoyed with and frustrated because they don't believe with a cult or movement or something that obviously isn't in value of the average person. But anyway, that's my opinion. If you want to have a debate with me, you can email me. I'll put my email in the YouTube, because I need to update this channel more. But if you want to do a bit more and see a bit more, then be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, right, it's been Mac Perry. be sure. Yeah. See you later. Bye bye.